guys, this is Day, and I'm going to be giving you guys an Aura Impact video. So this video I'm going to be talking about is the Eidolon points and how I was able to get close to 1,000,000 Eidolon points within the week. Now, obviously a little bit of money has been garnered into this as well, but this is something I'm going to teach you guys, or tell you guys, not necessarily teach, but tell you guys what you can do without spending a single dime on the game. Now, obviously, spending some money, it doesn't even have to be much. Obviously, like the only thing I ended up buying was the growth pack, but the thing is, I ended up buying it on 2 characters. But you don't need to buy the growth packs in order to level your Eidolon points. It's just those are nice little boosts, or a little bit more than just a little bit of a boost. But the majority of my Eidolon points actually didn't even come from the the growth packs. It actually just came from playing the game and doing specific, I guess, content and upgrading certain things. So I'm gonna just go ahead and show you my inventory of the character that I'm playing on right now. This is just my main character. Again, I have 2 characters, this one and an alt. Now, if you don't have the time to do 2 characters, do not stress. You do not have to play an alt. This is for someone like myself who has time to do that. Obviously, a lot of people don't have the time to do this, so just play on 1 character. Yeah, I wouldn't stress about it at all. Realistically, you only need to get to 150,000 Eidolon points. So 150,000 Eidolon points. I mean that will take you a couple days. I mean, I got to around 180 to 200,000 Eidolon points before I even bought my first growth pack, and that growth pack ended up getting me to around 350-ish, 300, around 350, 400-ish of my Eidolon points, and then I ended up just farming the rest. And then once I got to around 600,000 or 700,000, that's when I ended up, well, not 600 or 700, 500,000 or 600,000. I ended up getting my second growth pack, and that got me to around 700,000. So the growth packs will give you around 200k extra in your Eidolon points, but it depends on how you're doing this. So let's go ahead and look at actually not my inventory, but what the Eidolon points even are. So right up here, as you can see, I'm at 849,000 Eidolon points. And that's because I have these guys maxed out. These ones are the ones you get from the growth packs. You get Alucard, you get Serena, and Muramasa. Alright? Muramasa is not even maxed out. I'm literally missing just a little bit of evade, but she's going to be maxed out in this video. I'll end up showing you guys in a little bit. And then I have Yarnaros, which you get in the story, I believe, somewhere. I don't exactly remember, but he's 3 stars. I just need to actually like invest into him. And it's the same with some others. So Eligos, pretty sure you get this guy in the story. It was either him or Yarnaros. I don't remember which one of the 2 exactly, but it's one of those 2. And then you end up also getting 2 other Eidolons as well. You get Quilculon from the story, like way later down the story. Spoiler, sorry. But yes, you get him. This is completely free. You literally just have to do the main story, and you can get him up to 4 stars. I only have him up to 3 stars because I don't have him at level 60 yet. And then the other one is the Tigurius Caesar, or Kaiser. And you can also get him at 4 stars from doing the story. But again, I just don't have him at level 60. So you can get 2, I believe 2 or 3 of your Eidolons that you just get from the story to 4 stars. And you also get these guys to 4 stars just from the growth packs. So if you don't want to buy the growth pack, you're not out of luck, because you have 3 Eidolons that you get for free just for doing the main story. Now, what you should be doing once you hit level 60 are your dungeons, your instance entrances. You're going to have all these different tabs. I mean, it isn't even just level 60. You should just be doing this every day in general, even when you're leveling. Because you're going to, you can only do 2 of them a day, and If you go in and then you leave though, it counts as an entry. If you go in and you crash and you're not in the dungeon, which 99.999% of the time you will not be back in the same dungeon, if you crash, it will eat up a run, unfortunately. But as you can see, I have done every single one of my Eidolons, and I do this every day on both of my characters. You get 2 runs a day, and the thing is, the Eidolon instance and the fortification instance, both of these are very, very fast because you don't have to worry about killing mobs. You literally just run to the boss, kill the boss, and go to the next boss. Kill the boss, go to the next boss, kill the boss. And if depending on how well geared you are, you can finish. You can literally finish the whole thing on one character in less than 1 hour. You can do it in less than 30 minutes, if that. Like I'm, from myself, I'm pretty well geared to say the least, and I can complete all these dungeons in under about 20-ish, 20 to 30 minutes on just the one character. But I also have ADHD, so I end up getting distracted randomly. I'll just look at Discord or I'll look at my phone or whatever instead of just committing to grinding out. But again, you can also do that with fortification instances. But and this is for your upgrades and stuff for your gear. Now for the Eidolons, you're going to also want to make sure you're always doing equipment instances because this is where you get a lot of your gold. If you do every single dungeon on both 5 player and solo, especially the last 3, because or the last 4 or 5 dungeons is where you get the most amount of gold and XP and whatnot. Especially for those that don't have a lot of time and don't really want to spend all that time doing every single dungeon, just focus on doing the last 4 or whatever the last 4 dungeons you can do, because obviously not everybody's going to be able to get to this point sometimes, the last 3 dungeons or whatever. So just do the last 3 dungeons that you can do. So if it's Minor Step, Deep's Cavern, and Candio Core, then just do those 3 and you'll be fine. You'll still get a good amount of money. The reason why you need a lot of money is because you get a lot of keys doing these Eidolon instances. So as you can see in my inventory, I haven't opened any of them. This is just from one character and on one day. So now I'm just going to go ahead and open all of these up. We're going to go ahead and start off with the keys. So if you want to also open up your crates faster, you don't need to just right click. You can just hold Alt, right click, and then arrow and press OK. So as you can see, I'm getting, I pressed one. I'm getting quite a lot of keys just from these boxes. Now, the other thing is each box has their own different types of keys though. So you might, more than likely, will not max out on a single key. Like I have none of these keys maxed out at a 10. They're, the highest that they're at is a 9. But the thing is, you can do this multiple days, and these keys add up very, very quickly, and that's why you need a lot of gold, because it costs 5 gold to basically craft a key. And it doesn't matter whether it's the gold key or the green key; they're the same tier. It doesn't matter, but and it's always going to be the same gold tier keys. Those come from the first 2 dungeons. So, Ruins Cave and Alabastron Temple, that's where you get the gold keys from. And then all the other keys you get from the other dungeons, but again, they're different types of enemy or different types of Eidolons. Now, with these chests, the mysterious armor emblems and your greater mysterious armor, these are the biggest increases you'll ever get for your Eidolon points. So I'm going to go ahead and open it so you can see what these are. Alright, so now you can see I got a good amount from just this alone. That was over 100 of the crates in total. So, what you're going to end up doing when you have all of these, just go ahead and right click it, and then you're going to go to a character that has a blank on their star. So you can see this star, these stars are grayed out. Her stars are, but these stars are gold. Serena, all of them are gold. That means they're all maxed out. She cannot get upgraded anymore. She's done. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to just go to Muramasa, and then I'm going to hit Enhance, and we're going to go ahead and look for what she needs. She needs Evade. She needs 45 Evade in order for her to max out. So I'm just going to look for Forest. Boom, Forest. I don't really need all 14, but I'll just take it, and then it just gives me a refund of what I didn't need or use. Now she's maxed out, and I went from 846 to 849 just for that one upgrade. Now we're going to go ahead and do Yarnaros. He needs Evade as well. Let's just give him the two small ones. So as you can see, they have different points. The small ones only gives 1 to 3. The medium ones gives 10 to 30 points. So it's not enough. His evade is 166 out of 250. So the mediums, 11 of them. I'll just give him all 11. 1 star. And I went from 849 to 852 with just this one upgrade. And now I gotta do the same thing for this upgrade right here. I don't believe I have any more forests, but that's okay because I have another character I can just do this on. But before I switch characters or do anything like that, I'm gonna go ahead and just feed the rest into another character. So let's see, who do I want to give it to? I will, I'll just do it to Kotonoha because she has nothing. So let's just look at here. I'm still at 852.6. And we'll just end up putting all of these as much as I can into here. Because she is 2 stars, so she'll be able to at least max out the 2nd star. But the thing is, if you also put a certain amount, if you put too much damage, then it just caps out damage. You won't be able to put any more into it. So as you can see, the smalls don't really offer much benefit, but the mediums offer a large benefit. That just pushed me up 3,000. Now I'm at 7K. I didn't even remember what I was at. I think I was at 851, 852. Now I'm at 857, 861, 864. And she's not even at 1 star yet. It's because she's getting such a large buff. She's giving me more gains than what Muramasa just did, and what Yarnaros gave me. Like, she's given me almost 20,000 increase just from one character. So the thing is, you don't even need a maxed character to push. Obviously, if you're trying to push, you want to push on a character that has no points. So, for example, this guy has no points, and he gave me 2,000 increase. Now, the other thing is, with the Eidolon instances, you get all these as well. These were all straight from just doing that Eidolon instance, all those Eidolon instances. So what I generally do is I just look for the lowest level character I have, and I just start investing into them. Because it's always better to invest in the lower levels than it is in the higher levels later on. Obviously, early on, you want to get at least 4 of them to the max, to level 60, because there's something else you're going to want to end up doing, which is going to be called the Gaia Chronicle. And let's just put 70 in here. Now she's at 40. I'll just put 1, so she gets to 48. Alright, and then let's go ahead and invest into Nalani. Boom. She's at 451. And then I'll just put the rest into Sigrun. Alright, now I'm at 885. I went from, well, it was like 850 something, 840 something to 885 just with the single run of this is just from one run of today. on one character. So you go up 40,000 points on a single character. Now, this Gaia Chronicle is very, very important. You want to do this. You want to do this with your highest characters. So these are my three highest characters. Technically, they're my three maxed. You start with the Caucasus Mountain 1, and you just work your way. It only requires 2 toughness, which is your durability. And the thing is, these reward you with so much. Wait, oh, and I just realized, I can run it back to get other rewards. That's kind of huge. Because you also can get loyalty points if you run it back. What I've been doing was I would literally just go through and just clear it the first time, because when you clear the first time you get dragon points, and dragon points are also going to be very useful. For those of you that don't know, you go to your adventure encyclopedia, and this is where your dragon points are, which you can use to actually buy specific rewards as well from here. I wouldn't recommend buying these rewards. These are kind of costly. It's 450 each, and you only get one. And it's the small versions, it's not the mediums. So I wouldn't recommend it. But what you can do is you can use it to buy your costume enchantments, which is huge for your power, because they have, or not your power, but your damage output. They have damage to bosses, like crit damage to bosses, increased by 25% somewhere right here on the chest. And then they have 10% damage to bosses on the helmet, and some other really nice things. And then you also have costumes, which is only for the chest and then the helmet, but that's still fine. You have your ingredients, just in case if you're missing something specific, you can just buy them here. You have fishing, you have mounts, you have your accessories, etc., etc. Like, you have so much here. The keys, I'm not entirely sure how this works. But yeah, you have so much. So it's very beneficial to get your dragon points, as well as you get all these loyalty points in the month. So this is very important as well, to make sure you're doing with your Gaia Chronicle. That's why it's important to make sure you're leveling up your Eidolons. I know where I'm like getting sidetracked. Again, ADHD, no script. So it is what it is. But yeah, you want to level up your highest Eidolons. Personally, I don't think it matters which Eidolon you're playing, but don't don't take that for the word of whatever. Like, just take it with a grain of salt from someone that is also pretty much brand new to this game. But I literally already put in 100 hours, a little over 100 hours. Yes, I barely slept, but it's okay, because you get to sleep, so I get to play, and then I get to play, I get to teach, and you guys get to learn, kind of situation. But yeah, anyways, you level up your 4 highest or 4 most favorable or 4 whatever Eidolons, preferably the ones that have the highest amount of stars. So if you're not buying the ones from the growth pack and you're just getting it straight from the story, it would be Illegos or Yarnaros, whichever the two, and then it would be Quilculon and Tigerius. And then you also, before I forget, you can get Nasruddin, and you can also get Zahir. But those two come from difficult content called the Abyss Conquest. So the first hall, Infernal Abyss first hall, solo and in a group, you can get Zahir a lot quicker here, which I should honestly be doing this more often so I can get him to 4 stars. I just haven't, but you should be. You would do this, and then you can get Zahir the keys for him. You would just have to craft it. Same with the Whirlpool Abyss. That's for the Leviathan Eidolon. This is a little bit more difficult than Infernal Abyss, in my opinion, because one, it is solo, and two, things hit a lot harder and it's a lot more chaotic in here. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get this specific Eidolon. Now, another place that you would actually go to, which I haven't done yet, which I'll just go ahead and do it real quick. But you would come here. You would do Temple of the Eidolons. You'll get a key and Eidolon crystals. So this video is probably going to be a lot longer than anticipated, and I'm very, very, very sorry about that again. Um, I just want to make sure I'm going into detail with this so you guys aren't super unsure about anything. But when you come here, you're going to come here actually for your quest. This is for the Tigurius quest and for a quest before that, and you're going to also do it for the dragon as well, I believe. Or maybe it's just Tigurius. I don't remember exactly. But obviously you're going to end up picking the level 35 dungeon treasure chest. And then eventually the 50, maybe. Or you'll probably end up skipping that because you'll probably end up being level 60 by the time you come back here. You always want to pick the 60 if you can. Obviously, if you're not high enough, don't. And the reason why is because you get a big summon stone. And as you can see, I got Tigurius again. Which is unfortunate because I can already get him maxed out, so this is kind of pointless for me. So, what happens is he spawns, and all you're going to do is just kill him. I thought I could just kill him with a basic attack, but you're just going to kill him, and you just get your Tiger's key and an Eidolon crystal. So this is another way. Pretty sure the first time clear, you'll actually get like a bunch of keys, because that's what happened with me on both characters. I ended up getting a bunch of the keys. I didn't have any buffs or anything, so I think it's just a one-time thing on each character versus just having it be every time. Now, I'm going to go to the researcher where you're going to actually want to go to if you have extra keys that you no longer need. You have no use of them. You cannot upgrade your characters anymore. There's just nothing you can do. So the researcher is going to be all the way over here. Let me actually go ahead and jump down. It's going to be all the way up here. It's that blue key, and we have to be in Nevea. It's going to be north from where the warehouse and shops are, from the typical spots everybody's hanging out at. So the reason why you want to go here and sell any additional keys is because you get all these different options. As you can see, I only have 89 remaining. But just for science, I'll go ahead and sell a Tigurius key, which is probably not going to give me much because these are just fragments. What? Oh, oops, I pressed the wrong one. Alright, so I'm at 93. I can almost buy something at 100. But what I ended up actually getting, at first, the first thing I ended up getting was actually one of these crates, or two of them. And they were both at level 65 or 70. So it was kind of a waste. Maybe in the future, obviously in the future, I'll be using them. But these are for Eidolon accessories. So that means it's not for you to use, it's for your Eidolons to use. And you can already craft accessories for them. So I don't really know if it's actually going to be worth spending your currency for them. Because what I ended up actually doing instead was I just bought the gorgeous Eidolon XP. This gives you so much XP for your Eidolons. Like, I was able to pretty much get an Eidolon from level 30 or something to all the way straight to 55. Hence why I have a bunch of them at over 55 to 60. Except for the ones that are in resonance. Those don't count because they're like level 25 or something. So a bunch of them that are level 50s and higher, or 45 and higher, have been used with the crystals, because I would just use it once and that's it. Some of them I maxed out, like the Yarnaris. I ended up maxing him out. Him and Zahir, I believe, were both at like around 55 to 57, because at the level 55 mark is when you really hit a wall and it starts taking so much longer to level up. But those crystals, 10 of those crystals or 7 of the crystals from level 55 to 60, I mean it'll get you from 55 to 60 if you use like 7 of them, which is pretty nice. So if you that's again if you have extra keys, then you would use it here. So before I switch characters and finish upgrading, I'm going to go ahead and actually go and see if I have extra key fragments, so that way you guys can see all the key fragments I've been hoarding up and saving as well. So I completely forgot to mention, well, I don't forget to mention, I'm going to end up mentioning this a little bit later into the video, but I said something about thinking that the vendor is going to sell the orbs that you need to get to your 3rd star and 4th star. He doesn't, unfortunately. Those are going to be in the shop. So you're literally going to have to actually go into, oops, wrong button. You're going to actually have to go into your AKP or LP shop for the Brilliant Evolutionary Bead or the Eidolon Oath. And it's going to cost quite a good amount of LP, unfortunately. 9,900 for the orb just to get to rank 3, and then to get to rank 4 you need both the key, or you need the oath ring and the orb. So that's already 30,000 Eidolon. That's about 30,000 Eidolon, or not Eidolon, loyalty points. So there's that, or obviously you can just spend money and do that. But here's the thing, you have several different avenues of being able to get your loyalty points, starting with your quests. You have your side quests that can give you, not these side quests, they're daily quests somewhere in here, dailies that can give you loyalty points in one of them. Like the Veggie Tales, you get 50, you can get like 300 or something from the blacksmith one as well, because they all have different tiers. The daily ones, they have like 3 different tiers. I think it's the field. Is it the field quest? No. Well, whatever. Oh, refining. That's what it is. Right here. So the armor core, you can get 200, and then you get another 100. So you get 300 from doing the armor core one. And then you also have your matchmaking system. When you go do the dungeons, equipment instance, and then if you hit instance matchmaking, you're going to actually be able to get a reward for LP. Currently it's bugged, but there is word that it's going to be fixed. Someone in my chat actually mentioned it to me, that it's one of the things that's going to be fixed, and that's going to net you around 5 to 10,000 loyalty points a day. So I want you to just keep that into your thoughts, all right? 5 to 10,000 loyalty points a day. You'll be able to purchase the orbs for your your 3rd star, and then eventually the rings whenever you decide to try to get your 4th star. But the most important part is just getting the orb first. And the thing is, by the time you are able to actually upgrade to 3 stars, you'll have enough to actually already buy your orb, probably by then. Because getting the 1st and 2nd star don't require any orbs. All it requires is for you to have extra keys. And normally it's going to take a few days before you get extra dupe keys. I think it's a total of like 5. I think, yeah, it's going to be a total of 5. You need, or I guess 6, because you need the one to actually cast or craft that Eidolon. You need 2 to give it the 1st star, and you need 3 to give it the 2nd star. And then you're going to need an extra, I believe it's an extra 3 or an extra 2 to get to the 3rd star with that orb, and then an extra 4 with the orb and the ring in order to get to the 4th star. So there's going to be a lot of different avenues of getting loyalty points. Again, you have your adventure encyclopedia. You get this every month. You can get 15,000 loyalty points, and then you also have your, what is it? I just had it in my brain and I completely lost it. But there's going to be a lot of different ways of getting loyalty points. You'll be able to get, oh yeah, the I mentioned it earlier, your Gaia Chronicle. In total, I mean, just this alone is going to be 6,000 loyalty points on chapter 2. Chapter 1 is going to be 7,000 loyalty points. So obviously it's not like a super a lot, but it is more than nothing. So yeah, I think just keep that with a grain of salt. Obviously, if you want to just get the fast route, You just buy the growth pack, or you could just buy the stuff straight from the store. But that's if you don't want to stay free to play anymore, and if you just want to go those ways. But yeah, well, again, I know this is a pretty long video, so I'm sorry about that. Alright, so here is everything. Boom. Did I get any duplicates? 10 right there, a 10 right there, a 10 right there, 10, 10, a 10, and a 10. Alright, so I've got quite a few 10s. Now, what we're going to do is just upgrade the keys. As you see, it costs 5 gold. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta make sure you're doing your dungeons every single day, or you're just going to run out of gold. Because I've had to upgrade about 30 all in one, and that took the life out of me because I did not realize how much gold I was actually spending on crafting these little keys. But I'm telling you what, it felt good after it was complete. Don't know what that sound was for. Like, I don't know why it's. I just realized I don't know why it's giving me these sounds. Alright, anyways, so I've got all of these different keys. Now, obviously, most of them are probably all owned because I've done these dungeons so much to the point to where I should have them. Now, that doesn't mean I should just discard it. What that means is I will look at the other keys to make sure I have duplicates or not. And if I do have a duplicate, like Iron Titan, I'm going to take that. Wandering Guardian, take that. Champion of the Slain, take that. Demon Temptress, High Executor. I believe I could do Great Leviathan. I don't think I need to do Zahir, but we'll see. Now the other thing is, if you're trying to get to the third, what's it called, the third star, you're actually gonna need a sphere. Some sphere, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you can just buy it in the LP, which is the Brilliant Evolutionary. It does cost 9,900 tickets though, like your LP, so that is going to be pretty expensive. And you also need an Eidolon Oath Ring if you want to get to the 4th star, which is 19,000 LP. I'm pretty sure you can buy them at the researcher as well. I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure you can. You can also end up just buying it here for 99 AKP or 199 AKP. 99 AKP is probably somewhere around $2, and then 199 is probably worth around $8 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. So otherwise, you can. I'm pretty sure you can just buy it at the researcher. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly, and I'm probably not gonna just go all the way back just to check. But yeah, so now what you're gonna end up doing is you're going to just look at the character or the keys that you have. So Zahir is already at 5 stars or 2 stars, so upgrading him wouldn't do me anything. I would need a Brilliant Evolutionary Bead. Same with Nasruddin. I already have the keys. I need one more anyways to get him to 3 stars. Maja, I have 3 keys. Now I can get her to 2 stars, and that bumps me up a little bit. I don't know if I have anything for Tanith. Oh, I do. So boom. Don't know why it's going downwards, but it is. It's a weird bug. It ends up fixing itself. So Sigrun, 2 stars. I think Benkai. And then Gigas. Boom. And that is it. That's all I can do on this character. I don't know what these Eidolon crystals do yet. I haven't really messed around with it. So, if you guys have questions about that, I'm just gonna let you know I have no idea. Someone probably does. Someone that's actually played the game a lot. Now with the next character, as you can see, day and then all day. This character doesn't have a secondary because I literally just skipped the MSQ, leveled up to 60, and then I crashed. Amazing. Alright, now we're gonna go to shared. Boom, 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 boom. And put all the keys away. See if I got any dupes. Did I get a dupe for Abraxas? Nazarudin. No, I did not. That was my one and only key for him. Unfortunate. Chiyu. Oh. And I forgot to go take these over. That's annoying. So this is probably the most annoying part, is having to funnel keys over because I just don't have enough backspace. I never bought any. I could buy two with the amount of gold that I have, but I'd rather not. I think I'm fine. So I can actually upgrade him, and I believe I can upgrade a little dragon dude. Seraph, Evolution, boom. 42, Grim, boom, boom. 944. So I'm at 944,000. Not quite at 1 million, but very close. I'll be able to reach 1 million tomorrow, most likely at the next reset, which is gonna be pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a very long video. I do apologize about that. I just, for those of you that are new, I wanted to make sure that this is very much authentic and as real as it can get, so that way you guys can see everything that what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, so you know exactly what to do. Again, you can do this without spending any money. It's going to take you a little bit longer than me because the growth pack does actually give you quite a big boost. It'll give you around 200,000 of a boost because you get 3 characters, and as long as you're level 60 and you have the gold and you have all the resources to already max them out, then, well, you're gonna get enough resources to max out, I believe, just 1, maybe 2 characters, but you won't. I don't think you'll have enough to actually max out all 3. But yeah, it does help quite a lot, especially if you're trying to get over that hump of getting to 150k without having done any of the grinding, without doing any of the dungeons, and you're just trying to get 150k just to use the first emblem. Then yeah, that's going to be the easiest way. Obviously, the free way is just to do what I just explained, and then continue on from doing that. You're literally just going to keep doing that every single day. And then, because like I said, I didn't even buy my first growth pack until I was around 200k. So just keep that in mind. I was already using the first emblem before I even got my growth pack. And then I bought the growth pack because I thought, why not? I needed a backpack. It gave a free backpack, or it gave a backpack with all these extra stuff versus just going out and buying a backpack instead. So I did that, and then ended up going from 200k to 400k, and then ended up just grinding the rest, got to 500 something, and then I made my alt. Then with my alt, I ended up buying that growth pack as well once I hit level 60, because I just said, you know what, why not? Because again, I was going to stay away from it, but I just hate having such a small inventory space. It just bothered me so much. So I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna just buy an inventory space. I might as well just buy the growth pack. So I just did that, and then yeah, so I went from 500 or 600, 500 or 600,000 to about 750. Because the thing is, even though I jumped up about 200k on the first growth pack, I wasn't gonna jump another 200k on the second one because I already had the same the same three characters. They were all already pretty much close to maxed out. So I just used the materials on other characters or other Eidolons that were pretty much close to max out as well, just to max them out. And then I just sold the remaining keys because I didn't need those keys anymore. They meant nothing anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. I know, again, this is a very long video. If you guys want to also catch me on Twitch or Kick, I do stream there. Currently, the username is 07day or 07 underscore day. I do plan on changing it to just straight up all day. It used to be all day to day one, which is still pretty catchy, but I wanted to kind of rebrand, trying to do more YouTube and do more streams. So I just wanted to keep it more short and wanted to do just day, but you can't have 3 letters on Twitch. So yeah, I had to put 07day or something. But I'm just going to go to all day. It just sounds better. But anyways, again, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helps you guys out. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day, good night, and peace.